What's up, everybody? This is Exile, playing Don't Starve, by request from Scrapper. So here we go. We're gonna start out by explaining some basic things here. You start out with only the one character, Wilson, and as you play, you can unlock some other ones. They each have different advantages and disadvantages, but we're not going to go into that right now. We're just going to start out with the basic character here, Wilson. Now, if you also want to, you can go in and change everything about your world, from whether or not monsters spawn to whether it's daytime all the time, but that kind of ruins the fun. So we're going to go ahead and just keep the defaults as they are. Now, as you may have guessed, the premise of Don't Starve is not to die, generally by starvation or other means, spiders and whatnot. So when you start out, you'll see in a second here, you get absolutely nothing. You wake up, and there's evil Maxwell. He's kind of a douche. Yes, thank you, Maxwell. Alright, starting out, it's really a very good idea to just get everything that you can, because you're going to need it. So you're going to pick some grass, and we're going to use that grass later on to build fires and whatnot. This starting area doesn't seem to be all that great. Here we go. Rabbits we'll get to later. You can catch them. You have to build rabbit traps, otherwise you can't run them down. They're just too fast. Berries are good to start off with. They'll kind of sustain you at first until you get a decent little place going. So our first goal is to just get what we can, and in the meantime we're going to try and find a suitable place to set up a base. Flowers are good, especially early on, so you can make yourself a little garland that you can wear. It's very pretty. And that keeps your sanity from going down too low, which is another sure way to die if you lose all of your sanity. Up on the upper right, you can see there's 4 little circle areas. The top one obviously says what day it is and the time of day it is. The yellow is complete daytime. The red is dusk, which that's just more of a warning than anything. It isn't really any different than the daytime, other than to give you a heads up that night is coming. At nighttime, that's when things go bad. If you do not have a fire set up or food, you're gonna die and or starve, and you'll see why here once nighttime comes around. So I do each of these. This area is each of these areas are biomes. So you see here, you've got a woodland biome over here and a grassland biome over here. Each of the different biomes have different advantages and disadvantages. Now we're lucky enough to find ourselves some beefalo. This is a good place to set up near beefalo because they will attack any hounds that come after you at night. I only see the 2 here. Let's see if we can find any other ones. I don't think there are. We'll deal with that spider nest here a little later. Now, I'm going to have to see here. Now, one of the first tools we're going to want to make is an axe. This will help us cut down some trees. And trees are important for firewood. And you'll find them over here in the forest biome here. Now, the larger trees will obviously give you more wood. So you don't want to chop down the smaller ones because they will eventually grow into larger trees and you can chop them down later. Pine cones you can replant for more trees, but we're not going to do that right now. We're just going to use them for firewood if we need them. Oh, I hate these guys. Go away. Gobblers are evil little bastards. They go around and they eat all your berries. I'm just lucky enough to get one early on. Alright. As you can see, it's dusk. Like I mentioned before, there's really no huge difference between dusk and daytime, except the spiders do come out at dusk, and there are a few other baddies that like to come out, but they're fairly easily avoidable. Alright, so now I've got 12 flowers, so what I'm going to do is come down here and make myself a very pretty hat. It's my flower hat. And again, it keeps your sanity from going too low. Picking flowers also increases your sanity. Oh, there's some seeds there. Those are good for eating early on. Later on, you can make farms using the seeds. Alright, so we're coming up on nighttime here. And so what I'm going to do, poop. Poop is always good to get. Collect as much poop as you can. Alright, yeah, we're coming up on nighttime here, so I'm going to want to build a campfire. Oops. And we'll put this right here. These beefalo won't attack unless it's a mating season, which it's not. Maybe later on in the video, depending on how far we get, we'll see mating season. It's very disturbing. Alright, so once you've built yourself a campfire, if you need more fuel, just walk up to it, select your wood, and add it on in there, and you're good to go. Like I said, the beefalo will generally leave you alone, so it's not a huge issue. Now, nighttime is falling, so now what happens during nighttime is you need to stay within the light. Otherwise, if you walk outside of it, he'll start to get a little scared, and, things aren't good there. And and then stuff like that happens. You can't tell, you never see what exactly that is. But as you can see, in one hit it took me down to half health. So generally try to avoid those. What I'm going to do is go ahead and cook up some carrots here, and that will help me gain a little bit of health and also keep me from starving. So at nighttime, that's a good time to start, building some different tools. You can use this pickaxe to mine some rocks. And the rocks will help you later on with building a more permanent campfire. This one does not last. Once it goes out, it's done. If you're wondering what that odd noise is, that would be the beefalo. They're snoring away. I would show you, but I don't want to. So now the beefalo will wake up, and we're going to go ahead and find some more wood here, because we're running a little bit low already. Now here's our map. You can see the different biomes. I know there's another forest biome over there, but now I could set up base. I could set up my main base by those beefalo over there, but I think I'm going to do a little bit more exploring to see if maybe there's a better spot. Right now I'm okay on food. Not great, but not terrible. I'm going to eventually want to make a more permanent food source. Either near some near some rabbits and make some rabbit traps, or eventually make some farms here. But until then, we're going to have to scavenge our food, like these carrots and berries. So early on, for the first few days, you just want to spend your time collecting food and exploring the area. Those frogs aren't particularly painful, but they do like to steal your stuff, so I'm going to try and avoid them. Gobblers, if you can chase them down and corner them, which you just heard, there's one right there. If you can chase them down and corner them, they're a good source for food. It's hard to get them cornered, though. There we go. Oh, but sometimes the food goes into the water. That's alright, it's good to kill them anyways, they're evil little bastards. Go around eating all my berries. Let's see here. Don't bother trying to chase down the rabbits, it's just not gonna happen. Until you have a rabbit trap, ignore them. And I'll show you how to build one of those a little bit later on. So, right now, like I said, my goal is to kind of explore. You can dig up graves later on, but again, I'm going to avoid that because once in a while they can spawn a ghost. Now, this is important right here. Later on, now I'm just going to kind of note mentally where this is at. Later on, you can use these and make sleeping darts, or very later on, you can make a pan flute, which will make every enemy on the screen fall asleep. Oh good, it's raining. Which is a perfect time to tell you about the rain. Everything in this world is out to get you, including the rain. So what you're going to see happen is there's going to be some lightning here shortly. And the lightning tends to target the player, and anything that is flammable and near the player will catch on fire. So later on I'll show you, now here's a nice big beefalo herd, that's good. Later on I'll show you how to avoid those lightning strikes, but for now it's just kind of don't be near anything flammable. So this is a nice little area, I think, for a base. These beefalo will help protect me later on from attacks, and it's a good source of manure. It's good to have a constant source of manure for farm building and the like. Oh, that was alright. So there's no lightning that time around. That rain, that's good. So you gotta watch these evil flowers. Oh shoot, my axe broke. This totally normal tree drops these living logs, which they make great firewood, but you can also use them later on for building some really cool stuff. So I think I've explored enough for this area for now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a good place for a campsite. And I think I'm going to set up over here for now. I'd like to find some more stone before I set up a permanent camp. I may have done that one a little bit too early, but that's alright. Let's start chopping down some of these trees here. Once again, like I mentioned before, everything is out to get you, and that includes the trees. Every once in a while, if you start chopping down too many trees, it will spawn a kind of a tree guardian thing, and he'll come up and start attacking you, and he hits really hard, and he has a lot of health. The only thing that you have going for you in that kind of fight is He's really slow, and his attacks are usually pretty easy to dodge. You have to be careful around the beefalo. If you accidentally attack one, the others will come after you, and you just need to run at that point. An entire herd of beefalo coming against you is another sure way to die. Which this game has so many ways to die. So I'm going to go ahead and cook up these carrots. When they're cooked, they give you they increase your food better and your health as well. Alright, so my next goal tomorrow morning after daylight comes, we're going to try and find a decent supply of stone. Now there's some way down here, but that's a little far to be walking. I'm hoping maybe to find something up north. I think that's probably our best bet. That little screech you just heard was a spider. In one at a time, spiders aren't terribly bad. You can usually stun lock them while attacking. Which reminds me, it might not be a bad idea to build a spear, but I need some rope first. And I think I need a science machine in order to get rope. So we're going to have to hold off on that. So let's not waste any time here. Let's start heading up north, and hopefully we'll get lucky and find a close supply of stone or maybe some more food. Alright, so we got here, this is evil flowers. Another good thing flowers are for is they help spawn butterflies, which again later on are useful. Now this isn't a steady supply of stone, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab this. Any extra stone is helpful. Plus this flint is used in a lot of our early building tools as well. Try to avoid that spider nest. Pig house over here. There's a pigman. They can also be used if you find a good group of pigmen. You can use them to defend yourself as well. They're about the only thing in this game that will run away from you, except for on a full moon. Then they will attack you. They turn into werewolves. I'm not seeing a lot of great spots here. This is a fairly large forest biome here. Here's some gold. This is useful. You're going to need at least 1 gold to build a science machine. That's important because then we'll be able to build a backpack and rope and a multitude of other things. Ah, a wormhole. Randomly takes you somewhere. You have no idea where. We'll find out in a moment. Alright, some more gold here. That's good. Alright, so where are we? See, now you can see it teleported us all the way down here. from over there. So let's see what's in this way. Some more rocks, that's good. Got myself another pickaxe. Now, my backpack's kind of full, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and ditch the nitrite. That's only used to make gunpowder, which you don't really need early on. So here seems to be a pretty decent supply of rocks and gold, which is always a good thing. I'm going to attempt to find another good spot for base. Oh, that's a good find here. We got a spear over here. And a garden gnome. I'm going to remember that. Whenever you build your base, it's always nice to have a garden gnome. Just because they're pretty. So after about 4 or 5 days, if you haven't found a good place to set up base camp, you don't want to start worrying a little bit, because you are going to end up getting attacked by some hounds. I still think my best bet is probably going to be near that beefalo herd. So I'm going to continue exploring this area for now. Maybe for another day or so, and then head back up towards that beefalo herd unless I find something better. Well, I'd like to get over there. Let's see if there's a way over. A lot of good boulders, so I found a nice supply of gold over here, so that's going to be helpful later on. And a tree in the middle of the river there. That's interesting. Oh, we have found a way over. That's nice. Alright. Now, a lot of times, you saw those special berry bushes over there. A lot of times, you'll find pigmen near those kinds of berry bushes, either guarding them or cultivating them. So let's see if there are some pigmen over here. Aha! There is, seems to be a nice little pigmen village. I don't know. There's only a couple of people. Here we are. Okay, yes. I think this is where I'm going to end up setting my base up, because this is a nice little area. I've got just about everything I need nearby. So this, I think I'm going to set up some base camp around here somewhere. You don't want it too close to the pigmen because, again, during a full moon they will attack, but you want it close enough that you can call on them, I think. Oh, I better set up camp here soon. You know, I like this spot right over here. This is kind of nice. So I'm actually going to start my fire pit right here. Now, a stone fire pit is good to have because that's a more permanent solution than is all you need is wood to keep it going. Even if it goes out, all you need is one wood and it'll start back up immediately. Now is a good time also, I guess, to start building my science machine, since I have the stuff for that as well. There's some fireflies there too, that's good in case bad things start to happen. So, one trick is jumping. You can technically jump from firefly to firefly. Use it in a pinch. If you don't have anything better you can do, and you have no torches or anything like that, a lot of people jump from firefly to firefly. It's dangerous. It's only moderately effective. so only do it if you absolutely have to. Now, let's see here. My inventory is kind of full, but I should have enough to build a back, or some rope so I can build a backpack. So, let's see here. Yep, there we go. There. Some more backpack, and I can start cooking some carrots. Because I am starting to get hungry. And I'm going to cook up some berries. Now, I mentioned that beefalo is one way to get some manure for building farms. Another way is if you feed pigmen vegetables like berries or things like that, they'll drop a manure for you. Again, it's not 100% reliable, especially if you don't have a lot of berry bushes around like this is. Oh, no, we don't want this guy around our berry bushes. Get away. Keep these things away from you. I've seen these things take out an entire freaking colony of berry bushes. That's why I hate them so much. Go away. Go away. Yes, there you go. Stay there. There. We won't take any of that. Alright, so, now that we've taken care of him, I'm going to say that we need to start concentrating on building some farms. Now, I've already collected a handful of manure, so I should be able to start one up here. Yep. For now, just a basic farm will do. And do I have any seeds? Yes, I do have some seeds. There we go. So we'll plant that out. Now, these berry bushes should be able to sustain me until I have... I like to have easily 4 farms. Even more than that is good. In one of my other games, I have 8 advanced farms constantly going. Now, the other thing about these types of berry bushes is, if I remember correctly, once you pick them, they do not grow back. I could be wrong. I was just informed by my comrade in arms that they do indeed grow back, so that's a good thing. Well, we don't want them picking up... Oh. The thing about monster meat, if you give it to a pigman, if they get 4 monster meat, they will turn into a werepig and start attacking. So, do want to be careful of that. Alright. So, my next goal here is kind of get things set up and get ready to build a good solid base. And how we're going to do that is we're going to get a shovel and we're going to start transporting a lot of these this grass and these saplings. We're going to kind of put them in one spot that's close by so that we can easily access it. Oh, apparently I'm getting hungry here. Let's get some food. I can cook up that turkey. No, that wasn't as much as I'd hoped, but I'll have to do. Alright, I think what I'm going to do is this area is fairly sparse for some reason, so I'm going to take a lot of these pine cones that I have, and I'm just going to plant trees here for later use. Reduce, reuse, recycle. I'm going to keep a couple here just in case I do run out of wood. Later on, you can, when you get a shovel, you can dig up those stumps and get another piece of wood out of it. So let's see here. Let's add some of that there. Cook up some berries. There we go, nice and full. Now you can also add manure to crops to make them grow a little bit faster. You can fertilize them. Instead, I'd rather use this manure to build another farm. Take a little bit of a chance here. Now, some people like to make pretty little bases. I'm more of a function kind of guy. You know, just get it done and over with. Alright. Alright, it's going to be nighttime soon. I'm going to go ahead and build a shovel here, because that's always useful. And let's see what else we can research. There's not a lot of rabbits where I'm at right now. Let's see if I can find any. I don't see any in the immediate vicinity, so I'm not going to worry about building a rabbit trap just yet. Later on, it's nice to have a little field of rabbit traps, and just as a backup food supply. Grass suit will be good to have once you start getting attacked, which could be any time now. I think within the next few days I'll start getting attacked by hounds. I don't need the pitchfork just yet. So what I think I'm going to do next is start feeding some of these pigmen some berries and get some more manure so I can build at least a couple more farms and start those growing. What's ideal is if you end up getting dragon fruit. As a matter of fact, let's build a bird trap right now. Can we? Oh no, I need some spider. Okay. So we're going to have to fight some spiders here soon. Because I'm going to want to build a bird trap and then a bird cage if I can find reeds. And the reason I want to do that is because there's every once in a while you'll get dragon fruit that'll pop up out of your crops, and those are used to make dragon fruit pies, which in my opinion are probably the best food in the game. They fill you up with one pie. They heal you, and as far as they last quite a while, especially if you have a refrigerator. So it's a good idea to get a bird with a bird cage so that you can get the dragon fruit, which we'll explain it all later. For now, let's feed some of these pigmen here and get some more manure. Here, I want to give you food. Bacon. That's a wonderful name. Alright. Should have enough to build another farm. I am getting a little low on wood, so I'm a little concerned about that, but let's take a little bit of a risk, shall we? And I did build that shovel, so we can get this out of here for a log. And this out of here for a log. Also, in a pinch, manure can also be used to keep your fires up. here. These will be good for farming. And here. Alright, so we got a couple of spider nests over here. So there's something I'm gonna do. So there's one silk that we'll use later on for our bird trap. And now that we got rid of all those spiders, we can take this and get some more silk out of it. I don't think I'm going to attack that second one. I'm a little low on health. But I will chop down some of these trees. I'm also going to start digging up these saplings here and replanting them near my base. I swore there's some there. Here. Yeah, there's some more over here. I'm hoping that when the hounds attack, that they attack during the daytime, and I can use the pigmen to defend me. Let's go ahead and plant these. Now you do want a little spaced out in case the fire ends up breaking out. You don't absolutely destroy everything, which has happened to me more than once. Another good thing these spider glands are used for is for healing. Normally I'd save them up and make salve out of it, but because I am a little low on health, I'm just going to use them straight up. And I'm going to cook some more of these berries. I am getting hungry. There we go. Alright. Some more manure. As you can see, the pigmen don't like visitors, and every time you get close to their houses, they like to shut off their lights and pretend they're not home. Kind of jerks that way. I'm going to save the rest of my wood right now for the fire tonight, and then tomorrow I'll get a handful more wood and build another farm. Prototype some rope, that's always good to have. And make some boards, but I'm not going to do that just yet. So I guess now's check on those though. I may have just heard the hounds. I hope not. So that means they'll be attacking at night, and I don't want them to attack at night. So, just in case. No, maybe not. I guess I didn't hear them. Let's see here. Got a spear, so I don't need to worry about that. Later on, I'll build a chest here so we can store some more stuff. Fortunately, it's summertime, and you can see that the nighttime doesn't last quite as long in the summer, which is nice. However, wintertime comes along, and not only do you have to deal with freezing cold and lack of food, but also longer nights. Now, these flower petals here, they're starting to rot, so I'm probably going to give them to the pigmen for more manure after I get some wood. Dig up these saplings, we'll use them later on. Now, normally, like I said, I would dig up those graves, but I'm at half health as it is, and if I spawn a ghost, they're kind of a pain to deal with, so... I'm gonna go ahead and pick up this berry bush. We'll use it later. Plant it near our base. So this is a nice little diverse kind of biome here. We've got a little bit of rocks, some flowers, and obviously plenty of trees. Another tip is pigmen love meat, and if you give them meat, they will follow you and do whatever you ask them to do, which is nice. I've used a group of 4 or 5 pigmen to clear out an entire little forest area. But for now, let's get some more wood here. I think my next goal is I'm going to start building some chests. Just to store some of these miscellaneous items that are useful but not immediately useful. I'm also hoping to find Chester at some point. It's kind of a chest that walks around and follows you. It's really very handy. Starting to get a little hungry here, so let's chop down a few more trees and then head back and cook up some more food and get some more manure and get those farms finished off. These 3 nearing completion, that's good. Alright, so let's put on the fire here. Cook up some berries. Also, oh good. Let's see, we got some eggplant here. And let's replant our seeds. And I'm going to go ahead and cook that up and eat it now. And we're going to take our berry bushes that we collected in the forest and we're going to plant them in here. Now it's important, when you move berry bushes like that, you have to fertilize them or they won't grow the berries anymore. So next, I'm going to get some, these guys some more berries to get some more manure. I prefer to have a beefalo herd nearby because then you get free manure and you get a lot of it. But in a pinch, these guys will do. And we got plenty of time until daytime, so let's take a look around here. More berry bushes. I'm not going to pick those yet because I don't want to spawn another gobbler. Just taking a moment. It's a good idea to just kind of explore your surroundings in general. So it looks like this is a fairly isolated area, which is both a problem and useful, I suppose. Go ahead and collect some more wood while I still have some time. Shouldn't waste time, that's never a good thing, especially in this game. Attack you, aren't you? Where's my enemy? There it is. Alright, well you go that way, I'm gonna go this way. I'm just here for the wood. Alright, it's about time to head back before it gets dark out and I end up dying. Alright, let's build the fire a little bit. And now that's up nice and high. I can go ahead and plant some more of these things here. Just in time. Alright, and we got a pumpkin down here. Make sure you always replant your seeds. And I'm going to go ahead and cook this pumpkin up and eat it. And I think I'm going to build one more farm here. Like I said, I like to have 4 of them. So now we've got a pretty consistent supply of food here with our 4 farms. And what I'll be doing shortly is doing some improved farms, but first I have to build an alchemy machine. Which, in order to do that, I need some more gold, some more of everything. So first I'm going to prototype some boards. And build a chest. One more. Alright, so there's our first chest. Put that right there. And now I can store some of the less often used things like these living logs. The silk I can store in there. I'm going to keep a hold of the rope in case I need to build another spear. This manure I can store in there. Keep that cut grass. Actually, it wouldn't be a bad idea to find another supply of cut grass here because we're running a little low. Those berries are starting to grow back, but we'll let them grow all the way back before we do anything about that. Sometimes it feels like there's just not enough time to do everything you need to get done. Because I do need to get stone, but I also need to get some wood, and right now wood is a little bit higher priority. If I had some access to some meat, I'd try and get my pigmen to do it for me. It goes a lot faster when you've got four or five pigmen coming up and cutting down trees for you. Sounds like there's this fire fight going on over there. I might help these pigmen out here in a second. There we go. Got monster meat before the pigman eats it all. And now we can get some more silk out of this. That was fortuitous. Actually, store some of those. What am I doing on flint? Alright, I got plenty of stuff. Ah, darn. You spot some seeds on the ground, and the birds are going after them. Try and pick them up. Extra seeds are always useful. Looks like all those bushes are coming back, which is good. I'm going to go ahead and save those for now, though, because I don't necessarily need them. I'm going to store these pine cones in here. And put those in there. Now let's grab this pumpkin. Cook that up here in a minute. And there was a burger on it. Alright, well, I think I got a little bit of time left to go down and mine some more rocks and things like that, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Right down here. Oops, no, don't build a shovel. You silly Wilson. I managed to find another flower here. I'm making myself another garland. Right now, rocks and gold and wood are kind of important. And then what I'll start concentrating on next is maybe getting some improved farms up and grow my food a little bit faster. Now I'm going to go ahead and keep this nitrate this time around, and we'll store that for any possible use later on. Right now it's getting kind of late, so I'm going to go ahead and finish up this boulder and head back to my base camp. Anytime you get a chance to, it is a good thing to run along the roads. You do move a little bit faster. And if you manage to get a walking stick and you're running along the roads, then you move really very fast. Made it back in time. Any flowers? Hoping to find another flower. I can make myself another garland, but that's not looking like it's going to happen before nightfall. Alright, it is nightfall, and I'm pretty sure I can build myself an alchemy machine at this point. First I'll need some cut stone. If I remember correctly, I need 3 of them. And what's next here? Yep, and I need a lot more boards. Not sure I want to waste the wood just yet. I might have to go back into the forest and handle that. Fortunately, my health has almost fully recovered. Actually, what I think I'll do is dig up these stumps here. What I might do later on is some of these outlying pig houses, I might take a hammer and break them down and get some pig skins, which are great for armor, and there are some extra boards you can get out of it as well. So let's start taking out some of these trees here. First, I'll grab that seed. Actually, I think I am going to concentrate on trying to find that extra flower that I need for another garland. I just spotted one right in between these trees here. There we go. Perfect. Please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Exile Gaming. need some more wood than that. Where am I going? Ah, hello. So, you remember how I mentioned before that the trees will attack you if you do too much wood cutting? Oh, here we go. So how you can deal with them is you can kind of kite them. It takes a while to kill them. Fortunately, the pigmen seem to be kind of doing it for me as well. And I can actually use that meat. Ah! They're fairly easy to dodge. Just go for like a few hits and then just run away. The only problem is if you mess up, they hit hard. 3 hits is pretty much your limit there. Once in a while you can get a 4th one in, but I don't like to push my luck with them. Another method is to kind of kite them around some fire, because they will catch on fire. But that takes a very long time to do. And we've killed our first tree guardian. There's a big one too. I think that was fairly successful. I think it deserves some hot pumpkin here. I think that's what I deserve. Let's put it on the fire here. There we go. And so now we're going to go ahead and build our alchemy machine. And then I think after we do that, we'll call it a night, and I'll rebroadcast some more with this saved game a little later on. Oh, one more. Alright, folks, well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you get the urge to, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Exile Gaming, and you have a good one. Thanks a lot.